What's going on? It's your girl, Old School Becky Lu, representing the Art Laboe Connection. We are here at the Palace Theater celebrating the 30th anniversary of the cult classic Mi Vida Loca with the cast. Woo! Woo! That's right, you got them right here, baby. You got El Duran. You got Stranger. Come on. Joker Bird. Shadow. Oh, you guys, how does it feel? 30 years later, you're here in downtown LA just celebrating this. Like, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh, man, a 30-year classic, first of all, you know. It's a 30 years of history that now the raza has kept alive, and now we get to celebrate it with them again. It's like coming home.
It's an amazing film that was thought when we did it wasn't going to go as far as it did. It did in the beginning, but it became a cult classic, and it's an educational piece. I'm very proud of being a part of it. I have these beautiful people with me, my brother Jesse, my sister Veronica.
And the Barrio Echo Park was a big part of it. You know, the actual Barrio of Echo Park.
Yeah, it definitely was. There's a lot of history in that movie, and it's something that I can just pop in and look at the murals that are no longer there. Mm-hmm. People that were actual Echo Park community members that came out in the movie that are no longer there. So that movie has a lot of history. A lot of history and memories, good memories.
Really, Allison Anders' love letter to the barrio.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you know, when you're talking about...
Yes. Shout out to Allison.
You're talking about an Agro woman that lived in the hood. And she saw the struggles that these women and these girls were going through. And she said, you know what? Fuck this. Let's do something that will make these women powerful.
Amen.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Excuse my language.
Oh, no.
When you got when you got actresses like Angel Aviles, Sadie Lopez,
Salma Hayek.
No.
So that's really what you're talking about, a legacy of powerful women characters, especially talking about a barrio experience and the narrative of our cultura, you know, which, like I said, has been kept alive by our culture, and now they're all coming back. They're all turning 30 years, legacy, and there's a new generation that's enjoying them.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's crazy because you see movies like Blood In, Blood Out,
American Me,
Walk Proud,
La Bamba.
It's so male oriented. Right. Allison Anders took this upon her because of this young lady right here. I said, let me give you a prospect, a perception of a female
Carnalas
point of view.
Amen.
And what they go through as women, as gangsters, and I hate to use that word, but from the hood, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, ghetto. I'm a ghetto boy. I was born in Puerto Rico, raised in Spanish Harlem, so I know the hood. You already know.
Yeah, definitely.
And what she did was she made an impact. I mean, I bet, and you too, Jesse, little girls, 14, 15 years old today, they weren't even born 30 years ago, obviously. Right. And they're
still representing. Still representing.
Oh, Chola!
Speaking of representing, Christina Solis, baby doll.
Always great.
So talk about a great actress's piece, right?
Oh,
And
this
what are
is
they
so
announcing?
awesome. So, okay, when they said they wanted to make the movie, like, what was your first thought? Like, oh my God, here in Echo Parque? Like, really? You want to film us? Like, what went through your mind right there?
That's a good question for you guys. What was your guys' first thought?
How are we going to pull this off? You know, how are we not going to disrespect this neighborhood? Because, you know, I'm from somewhere, you're from somewhere, everybody's from somewhere, and like without crossing lines and disrespecting anyone and being authentic. It's hard to be authentic when you're kind of playing yourself, you know.
Well, that's where the barrio helps. When we did Blood In, Blood Out, the East LA barrio was a big character, and when we did Mi Vida Loca, Echo Park was a character.
Yes.
So I think as actors, we're always able to come into a barrio, recognize what story needs to be told or isn't being told.
Respect the culture.
Yeah. And we use people from the barrio that are actors and creative forces themselves to point us in the right direction.
Right.
They're our compass. So we appreciated them as young actors, being part of that. And I tell you, I had just worked on a bigger project. So coming to a beautiful project with a lot of young, beautiful actors that were from the neighborhood, they taught us and told us where we wanted to go, what story needed to be told.
Exactly.
So, gracias por eso, carnal. Gracias por eso, Eco Parque.
I-
Tú no eres de Eco Parque. Actually, I was River Valley, so.
Talking about
You're in the wrong room, that's it.
So you guys, I want to know. Okay, so individually, when you were filming the movie, what was a part that really stuck out to you, or what was the part like you said? How am I going to pull it off? What are we going to do? You know, like for El Duran, what was the part for him?
Really, it was that party scene. I mean, you have Los Lobos as your party band. Can't go wrong. And then I had 2 or 3 women I was playing with, one in, one out. And then the real one I wanted. That was fun. Yeah, we already talked about Baby Doll and El Duran had something back in the day. That's why she's mad.
Veronica.
Okay, same question.
For me, it would be definitely when Sadie Lopez and Angel Levis, when they're gonna fight Sadie and Elsie. It was something real. You know, even if we were no longer with a boyfriend or whoever, and the other one's dating it. That's just you cross the line. That's something you don't do, and it's not because I'm jealous. Because
it tears friends apart.
Yeah,
in the barrio.
yeah, and
See? The real cultural narrative.
True things in acting, you know, and you want to take the frustration out the fight, and you know, go do that, and then towards the end where they're going to go get El Duran, that homeboy scene, that was just so real. That, you know, it's the culture. I'm not glorifying gangs or nothing, but that's what we did.
Well, that's the tragedy,
yeah,
right? It's a tragedy.
That's what women do.
But that's the whole point of the movie.
It's a tragedy.
You're in a culture and you're in a melting pot. But that's
social
all you
pressure.
know.
Yes.
Social
That's all you know. That's how you grew up.
pressure.
So what's the objective?
All right, the question for you is, what was the most significant, important moment in the film?
What's your kids
work?
The most significant was probably the actual jump in of
Yeah. You kicked their ass for a whole minute.
The actual jump in was
Melcy and
intense.
Sadie
And
that girl.
I had it easy because I was already jumped in, so I was like, okay. But yeah, that was kind of intense. That was kind of towards the end too, right?
Yeah, I think we filmed that towards the end.
The last week of the shoot.
Yeah.
For you?
Most exciting moment for me was actually being around the homeboys. Actually, we're gonna have a scene where we're out there and I'm getting ready to actually commit to kill El Duran, and all the homeboys had embraced me. Yeah, and then he hands down the gun. You know, Joker hands down the gun, and you know, that was the most exciting scene. Again, me being 16, very young at that time, you know, I looked up to these individuals who are stars, who have gone on to make a very good career, and it was just inspiring for me to be in their presence. Again, being the little travieso of the crowd, and they just opened up their arms to me.
You were very good, by the way.
I gotta give it to all them young homeboys. I mean, at that time they didn't know who I was, but they were willing to be there with me and play ball and understand that it was a game, that we were play acting, and there wasn't any animosity. But I mean, I think there was a real trust, and that was Allison. That was Allison. That was the ensemble of women.
Yes.
And that was
All the women that were playing the Echo Park, Carnalas and Rucas.
Yeah.
Yes, they anchored that.
Allison was just a very she genuine. You know, at first it was scary, right? Like, who's this lady coming up asking? But you know, she came like very humble and with, you know, true intentions. And we're young, didn't know, and we're like, okay, she's a cop, no. But then the more she came around us and started talking, she's like, okay, she is a producer, or director, right? She wants to do this. Let's see what we can do.
She lived there.
And she lived there. That's what I think. That's what motivated her. Yeah. But not just that, but for us too, that we were able to trust. You know, her kids went to the same school that we went to, so it was like, all right, if she was going to do anything, we knew where to go find her, right? If that was the case. But just being as humble she was, and showing us that we can trust her, and open doors. It opened doors, and then that opened doors for us to like, all right, so you guys said yes. Now you got to go tell everybody else at Echo Park to say yes.
I remember the most intense part of the whole thing was before the movie even started filming. And we went to that park to meet.
Oh, yeah.
that was
Intense.
if we hadn't done that, that was a really
Yeah,
good
but I
movie.
think it wasn't a good idea to go meet the homegirls dressed like that.
Hey, that's
think
what
that's
she's
the
baby
issue.
song.
That's what happened. They were like,
But you had
no,
those
no,
homegirls in the
but-
neighborhood. You had your
Yeah.
ones that were hardcore.
they were like,
and then
what?
you had some that were,
Mamas.
the disco ones, right? The disco cholas. That's what Christina
God.
was. The disco chola. And I was, shoot, the disco
Disco
cholas.
chola.
Real cholas were king.
Yeah.
So you guys, when everything came together and it was finally time to see yourselves on the big screen, playing these characters and just seeing life as it is, what went through your mind? Like, what you're like, oh my gosh, like that's you when you saw yourself on that screen. Like, so tell us, how was it?
You guys were already acting, so for them, I'm sure it was normal. For me, it was like scared out my ass, like, and then embarrassed when the part would come. I was like, no, does that mean? Or,
But it was funny. You were natural. You, Duran,
Yes.
you guys were natural.
I have the voice.
They were
Youngsters
like-
were all natural.
But
Meanwhile-
but it was natural because it was us
It
playing
was you.
us.
It was you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
So
that is
it wasn't uncomfortable, but to actually see the big screen was like, oh shit, that's us up there, you had that little geeky moment and you're laughing, giggling, like, oh shit,
I want her autograph.
That was cool though. It
Now,
was
30 years later, though,
Oh, man.
how do you think about it? Can you still look at it?
Yeah.
Man.
I still look at it sometimes like this, like.
You know what? Believe it or not, I saw the movie one time as a rough cut. Never saw it again until maybe like a year ago, and I didn't watch the whole thing. I was like, this movie's fucking badass. This is the first time we're gonna see it on the big screen in 30
Beautiful
years.
film, dude. Yeah.
And I can tell
Definitely
you,
really
I can tell
represents.
you that out of a lot of work that I've done, and Jesse can back me up on it. There's a lot of stuff that we've done that was great. This is not the biggest budget film, but it was, to me, it's one of my most exciting, most memorable,
I would
and
say.
most proud
Participation.
artistically of something that I've done. Because, mind you, I'm in this movie in and out. I wasn't supposed to be in this movie.
Allison
And Allison
created a
gave-
family.
Yes, indeed. I wound up going to. I started filming the second day. Allison wrote the part for me, Joker. God bless his soul. And then next thing I know, I'm there for like 4 weeks doing this movie. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? But let me tell you, it was one of the most greatest experiences that I had. And I watched and I see these girls and the guys grow up. Some of them are not with us anymore. God bless them. But it was awesome. Let me tell you. We did.
It was an ensemble piece for sure.
We came off of two big
It was
movies.
an
He came out of Blood and Blood. I came out of
Uh-huh.
American Me. And here we are in the middle of this shit, doing Mi Vida Loca. And Jesse and I have been friends I was saying many years. But we looked at each other, wow, we have a fucking, this is a movie. And Allison Anders, you're the bomb, baby. Love you with all my heart.
So real quick, just fun question. Or actually, okay, just say one of your favorite lines that your character said in the movie.
Everything was.
Don't be a leva. Because in reality, you want to say don't be a punk bitch or don't be a bitch, but don't be a leva. That's a classic.
Hey, Whisper, you want to go around with me?
What was your favorite line?
It's got to be mi corazón, my heart. That's what killed me, not the bullet.
Ronnie had two
It was
lines.
blue eyes.
It's a trip that you guys are like here because a scene that just stood out for me was, of course, the dance scene. And then, you're all dancing with, their character. And then you get on the mic and you're like, hey, this
She's
one's
troublemaker.
going out to
Blue Eyes.
She's a troublemaker.
Hey, do it.
This dedication goes out to La Blue Eyes. Here's to a lifelong correspondent. Help me.
From the one they call Duran.
The one we call El Duran. Oh, dang it.
Cold-blooded. Bitter, Ruca.
Hey, you
Bitter.
ain't Mantemido, you're El Duran today.
I
Yeah.
only had two lines. I wouldn't get that fucking Z best from my sister 3 years ago. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
it took
so
4 of y'all
cool.
to take me out.
You guys, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Enjoy Mi Vida Loca 30th anniversary. And we hope
Yes.
We hope after
you,
this
Of
it'll
course.
tell them to stream it on
Yeah,
HBO
and
or
not only
something like that.
What we're doing now, and this because this young lady here, this gentleman, these beautiful girls, and this push it forward.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
the chicanas, what did you say? All cholos go to college?
Vatos locos go to college.
There you go.
Rucas locas go to college. Come on,
Pagante
homes.
como elefante, like we say in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Keep this going.
Keep this going, yeah.
Amen.
This, to
Stay
the young
educated about the
people.
culture.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you, baby.
Paying it forward. You know?
You guys, thank you so much for watching. It's Old School Becky Lu representing for the Art Laboe Connection, for our familia, for the cultura, for the raza. Yeah!
Mi Vida Loca.
Mi Vida Loca! We love you, Allison!
Nice,
Allison!
Keep it on.